gardeners, welcome back to the Ultimate Gardening channel. I'm Emmanuel Arce, well known as the Ultimate Gardener. In today's exciting sprouting video, I'm going to give you guys my top 5 plant recommendations that love shade. Choosing plants for shade is not one of the easiest things to do due to the vast majority of all plants prefer to have some type of sunlight requirement. And so here I'm going to save the day with a few recommendations towards shade loving plants, because I know there's a lot of gardeners out there that deal with full shaded areas and they need that area to look pretty, but to have plants that will thrive in that area. And so I'm gonna give you guys top 5 recommendations for your shade loving plants. And so if you want to know the top 5 recommendations towards shade loving plants, please stay tuned with us. So Ultimate Gardeners, coming at number 1 is hostas. Hostas are one of the most well-known plants out there for shade loving plants. And so hostas are usually used for their foliage color and the structure of them. Even though hostas do give off blooms here and there, usually for me, I like to pop them off because I like the focus to be on the plant, on the foliage color, not on the actual flowers, because the flowers are not that very attractive. But it's totally up to you if you want to keep them or if you don't want to keep them. And so hostas are a very low maintenance plant. They're a perennial in the garden. They don't require sunlight at all. They actually prefer to be in a full shaded area, as well as fertilized only 1 time a month. And hostas do like a dry here and there, but not always. But they don't like wet feet. Hostas could be adaptable to multiple different soil types and multiple different climates and stuff like that. But one thing that is for sure is they don't like wet feet. If they are given too much water and you overwater them, it could cause root rot, it could cause a fungus disease to start forming. A lot of problems could come along with having hostas overwatered, and so you don't want them to overwater. So I would recommend watering 1 time every 3 days. By the 3rd day, the soil should be ready to be watered again. And so you want to go ahead and keep that in mind. Or the other thing is you want to go ahead and water once the soil is dry. You don't want to leave them a long period of time without watering, because if you do, that could cause them to dry out and eventually die. So let's go ahead and move on to plant number 2. So guys, coming at number 2 is coral bells, aka Heuchera. Heuchera is actually one of the most prettiest plants out there, and yet again, they're usually used for their foliage color. Heucheras comes in all different varieties out there, as well as all different types of colors out there. And so I'm very, very happy that Heuchera is on this list, because they are a full shade loving plant. Heucheras are very low maintenance. They only require fertilized once a month. They do like a cutback every, late fall. That's usually where you usually cut back all your perennials. And so they do need a cutback, fertilized once a month, water 1 time every 3 days, and they need to be planted in a full shaded location. That's it. Very simple. I know coral bells actually also bloom, and for me personally, I would like my Heucheras to bloom because their flowers are so delicate and they look like they belong in a fairy garden. It's super pretty. So for me, I like to keep them on, but I know for other gardeners out there, they'd like to take them off. And so it's totally up to how you guys like to grow your plants. And so yet again, Heuchera / coral bells is a full shade loving plant, and so low maintenance, easy to grow, and very pretty. So let's go ahead and move on to plant number 3. So guys, coming at number 3 is Goatsbeard, or well known as Astabil. This plant is super gorgeous. I absolutely love how it looks. Its flowers look like literal fire torches. A good thing about Goatsbeard or Astabil is that they're full shaded plant. They like to be planted in a full shaded location, and they're very low maintenance. And so they just require fertilized once a month, need to be planted in a full shaded location, watered 1 time every 2 days, and they of course need their trim back every fall, the regular trim back of all your perennials. And so that's how the usual schedule goes. Goatsbeard is super pretty. I absolutely love how it grows, even though it does not grow here in FL. In other areas it does. The whole reason why it likes to be planted in a full shaded location is because its flowers are very delicate, and so if you put it in a full sun location, those flowers are gonna fry, and so you don't want that to happen. Fried flowers don't look very pretty. You want them to look very pretty and very elegant in the garden, so you want to keep that in a full sun, shaded location so it could stay pretty. So let's go ahead and move on to number 4. So ultimate gardeners, coming at number 4 is Columbine. Columbine is super pretty in the garden. It brings such structure and elegance in the garden. I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, it does not grow here in FL, and so this is information towards people that it could grow in. It needs to be planted in a full shaded location, very low maintenance. It needs to be fertilized once a month, cut back in the fall, watered one time every 3 days. Depends on soil. If it dries out, go ahead and water it. If it's moist, skip a day of watering. And so Columbine is super pretty, and so I highly recommend using this plant. And so I absolutely love it. You should try it out yourself if you are in the zone you're able to plant it in. And so let's go ahead and move on to the last and final 5th plant. So ultimate gardeners, coming at number 5 is Brunnera. Brunnera and Hosta are sort of similar, except Hosta gives flowers and Brunnera doesn't. And so I'm absolutely in love with Brunnera. I would prefer Brunnera than Hosta's because the structure is way different than Hosta's, and they don't give no flower. And I love the coloring on Brunnera. I absolutely love it. White is my favorite color in the garden, and if there's a flower in white, I would definitely go for it. And so I absolutely love Brunnera. Very low maintenance, fertilized once a month, watered one time every 3 days, cut back every fall, and needs to be planted in a full shade like all of these plants. And so every single of these plants that were mentioned today are very low maintenance and are full shade loving plants. And so I'm very happy with the list of recommendations I gave to you guys today. Hopefully you find this video very educational and informative. And so let me go ahead and wrap up this video for you guys. So ultimate gardeners, that's going to be it for this exciting spawning video. Once again, I gave an entire recommendation list on full shade loving plants. And so hopefully this helps when you are deciding to do a garden underneath a full shaded area. And so hopefully these plants absolutely love that area and you find some inspiration behind it. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to support my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get notified when a new exciting spawning video comes out, just like this one, make sure to hit that bell notification button so you get notified when a new exciting spawning video comes out. Thank you all so much for watching, and never forget to grow big, ultimate gardeners. Bye guys.